And this is something I've been talking, we published an article, is about AI, and I always say, it's not intelligent. Talk about what it can do. And this is 1973, my PhD dissertation. My advisor told me, you cannot do AI, no one will understand. So I said, okay, I'm doing a behavioral study. But look at the title, and it had code that changed code, which is now declared as AI. Actually, today in Perth, they call it AI. Meaning we have been running regressions for 60 years, now they call regression AI. So it's kind of strange. And then from 89 to 2005, we ran the series, Artificial Intelligence and Accounting and Auditing. And this series, you can still buy it in Amazon, don't. And we stopped the series because no one was interested in AI. And look what's happening now. Okay, so I decided to talk with ChatGPT and ask it some questions. And first I talked about AI winters, and meaning we lived through this. And we actually, my CPAS, the continuous auditing system at Bell Labs, was an expert system. And expert system didn't disappear. Glenn actually wrote a paper about that, corrected it with a couple of our PhD students. They basically had been impounded in mainstream. Okay, and so I asked type of AI, and we talked about artificial, narrow, artificial, general, etc. I'll give you the slide so I can run through this very fast. But people ask me, are you afraid of AI? I said, no, I am afraid of autonomous weapons. And that's basically how I feel. And this is, I asked them, how many people use ChatGPT? And look at what happened. This is very interesting. It's all the way down. Why? I'll explain in a second. Because of this. Because basically people have Microsoft environment, and they rather use the Microsoft Copilot type of stuff. And then I asked them where in accounting AI will be used. And they gave me a lot of things that we actually knew this pattern. But this is actually, I was looking for this slide, I finally found it. It's a very interesting set of thoughts. First one is Marvin Minsky, one of the gods of AI in the past, also did a lot of damage for AI by telling neural networks were bad. He said, easy things are hard in AI. And that's true. Meaning, you look around, I recognize all the faces, and that's it. For me to recognize a cat with AI, I would have to run large number of labeled things, labeled images, and create a model. And the other thing, which I think is even more interesting, John McCarthy, one other, he actually coined it in AI. So he says, as soon as it works, no one calls it AI anymore. And you know, you use AI every day if you, something that recognizes images, recognizes what yourself. Do you call your cell phone AI? Apple is trying to do it now just to sell more, Apple. But I think this is actually very insightful for the kind of things that we do. And this is actually a guy who is chief economist of the PCB. He wrote this book while he still was in Oxford. And he basically said, first, you collect information to support your business. And then turns out that information is so valuable that you actually, your business doesn't matter, is the information that you sell is important. And I think that's true. And like Google's motto was, don't be evil. And now Google, all what it wants is make money. At that stage, Google was really kind of for public good. And what we are trying to do now is update our models of CA, or continuous auditing. We have a very exciting project with the community of Burbank because they opened up to us their ERPs. And of course, we are going to connect generative technology in there and link textual with ideas, qualitative and quantitative. But now we can rethink about how to do continuous data audit, how to do continuous control monitoring, how to do CRMA, continuous risk monitor assessment, and now the two parts that we can do now with the technology is do a lot of prediction and intervene before errors disseminate. And we actually have projects trying to work on each one of them at different stages. That's the marvel of our dissertation system, is that dissertations now are 3 essays. So the drama of defending a dissertation is gone, because the students already have 1 or 2 papers published or in R&R and etc. So it's much smoother, and they start working on the dissertation when they get here. Xiaomei is a first-year PhD student, I think she's outside. I already involving her in studies that will give her dissertation. And so life changed a little bit, that's good. Just to entertain you for a second, I was in DC for a week at the SEC. They say go to 17th Street and Avenue D. And I saw this, I was very, very happy, because it was my daughter's film. Shai was already pretty sold. I look at what happened. Oscar, 4 years ago. And I didn't miss it because I had to take James to the math. Okay, now what I have been teaching for 3 years now, this PhD class on exogenous variables. As we speak, the book is an emerald, and we basically think that don't talk big data, talk about external data that you're going to catch. And this paper, we actually 2 volumes of the book, probably like 15 essays, all using exogenous variables. I'm going to skip on this. And this is just a note about exogenous variables. This is prediction of number of Internet of Things connected on the internet by next year, 27 billion, 4 times what they have. So I always say data is not a problem. Access to the data is the problem. And you have to figure out how to get the data and make it reasonably convenient. Okay, now just for you to see how much data is out there, Google search gives a lot of information to Google. Google Mail, more information. Google Calendar, more information. Google Hangouts, more information. Cloud, Play, Nest, and YouTube, and now games. So they know everything about you. I was in a conference in China, and the Italian Statistics Bureau was bragging about a new algorithm of extrapolation to calculate Italian GNP. And I thought, why don't you ask Google? They know 90% of the people, they know your to a certain degree your level of income, they'll do much better accurate information. And of course, same thing in the US. Okay, and this is a slide from Arian and David Wang. And I just wanted to rapidly show you, this is the kind of information about you that is out there. Okay, and this, I'm not going to the detail, but religion, health interest, likelihood that someone is Facebook user, gay and lesbian movies, etc. So I always tell my students, forget about privacy, it's all gone. But don't worry, you're not very interested, because it takes money to use it. So that's kind of the change we are doing. And this is some of the data brokers. We actually just at this moment have a proposal to a data broker to do a study, so they give us the data for free. They want $2,000, and we don't want to spend $2,000. Okay, so just to tell you very rapidly, some of our projects, you're going to see many of them. We are doing a lot of things on ESG. We have a weekly meeting on ESG and AI projects. We had 2 of our PhD students. One is Yugu, who is sitting there, Lanchin is here. They were interns at the PCOB. They are still interns at the PCOB. We just last couple of weeks did a little training for PCOB inspectors. So we are kind of trying to get there, but regulators are a little bit behind in time, and it really needs to change. Now, there is interest to this application of machine learning. And now generative technology is going to change it. And I say this to everyone. I got to this age, and I think my next 5 years are going to be the most interesting, because linking quantitative to qualitative data is going to give a whole new visibility and penetration on what you can do with data. It's going to be incredible. And we are starting and I'm being told 2 minutes, but I told Eric I'm going to let him, I'm going to take 5 minutes of his presentation. Okay, and I just wanted to kind of illustrate a couple of the projects mentioned. We think that this whole idea of applying machine learning to problems that have been around but haven't been well resolved is very interesting. When I do this lecture, I usually present also Hugo's paper and Lanchin's paper and maybe one more, and show how we can get better results in machine learning. Okay, and we also are very big in RPA. We have a couple of projects, one project with the GFOA on robotic process automation. We've done 5 or 6 projects with medium-sized CPA firms, and now we are probably going to start another one on RPA and tax, Jay. You'll be happy about that. And we think this whole idea of attended process automation, where you link the automation of clicks to judgment, intellectual judgment, is very, very promising. And that's what we are trying to do. Okay, and Kwashiad and Xiaoyu have been working, Harry have been working with the GFOA. And the work with the GFOA is extremely promising. It's very difficult to have a meeting with them without thinking of a new project. And so we are doing like a couple of projects are done, a couple of them are being taught, and they put us in contact with the community of Burbank, where we think is going to be the big bang story on continuous auditing and continuous monitoring. Okay, and just a couple more things and I'm done. First, this website, and just you can get the slides. This website basically have projects, slides, and papers whenever they exist. And Yao and Nora are kind of making it happen as we speak. Okay, the other thing is I just want to mention everyone is doing GPT projects. Okay, I listed here 20 projects that we are doing. Some of them, Irina is very, very mature in her projects, all in the ESG area, and some of them are just starting. And it's very difficult to even think of a new project without having some GPT-related part of it. And so my conclusions is everything is being called AI. What's really useful is a narrow focus, like what Kwashia have been doing, picking up AFIRS and making them readable and comparable, or notes on AFIRS and creating a database, etc. Those are direct operationality. And the needs for storage and computing are humongous. We cannot afford. But what you can do is piggyback on top of what other people are doing. And so I think linking GPT with traditional work with ERPs and machine learning is really where the future is. So think of functionality, not of general intelligence.